Anybody know what time it is? It's Pura Vida pork chop time! Hey team, Chef Eric Gephardt here. Hope you're having a great weekend, a great weekday. When pork chops go on the grill, it just feels like a fantastic time, all right? I love pork chops. They take me back. Cheshire Pork has sent us some pork porterhouses, all right? A cut that kind of celebrates best of both worlds. We've got the loin and the tenderloin, and a bone that's going to radiate heat and flavor. So you see the bone there, see the darker cut, that's your tenderloin, which would be on the inside of the rib cage. Then you've got your loin portion here, and then this is the chine bone where the spinal region would be. But look at all that great fat on the outside. And I want to take these kind of a little, I don't know, Central American today. We're going to use a Lane's barbecue chili lime seasoning. That's my phone. No, it's back there. That's my phone. That's my phone. Guys, I tell you, I got a life too. I got a life too. You know what I mean? Sometimes I forget to turn off the ringer. Let's take a look at our grill. I want to create my phone's still ringing. Let's create 2-zone cooking in our Kamado Joe today. And before we even do that, you know, I stabilized at just over 400 degrees. And I don't have a whole heck of a lot of charcoal in there. So you've seen us start the you've seen us start the grill before. We bank the charcoal back there. We light the fire starter. We put it at the bottom. Draft doors all the way open, lids up. We're coming to temperature. Close the dome, let that dome soak up the energy. And then we start using the draft door down here for big temperature changes, and the control tower for small temperature changes. If you want more on that topic, there are tons of videos, tutorials, and recipe videos that show all of that. But 2-zone cooking. So I've got a grill grate over direct heat, and then I'm gonna use a deflector shield on this side with a grill grate. And so you can imagine I'm gonna have more heat here and less heat here, right? Giving me control to speed things up, slow things down. So we're stabilizing at 400 degrees or slightly over. Let's get these pork chops seasoned up. Pork porterhouses. Didn't mean to sell them short there. And again, we're gonna use a Lane's barbecue chili lime. And go hard, team. Pork chops are super simple. Pork chops, pork porterhouses, super, super simple. I think the pitfall for folks is overcooking them. So let's kind of turn this into a pork chop 101, if you will. And I'm not even gonna put any oil on the outside of them, right? Let me show you. I'm just gonna set these beauties as is right on the grill. Space them out just a little bit so that heat can flow evenly around. And we're gonna take our time with these. We're not blister searing them at 600, turn them eventually, flip them eventually, but while these are cooking on their first side, let's make Pura Vida sauce. All right, this is a sauce I picked up in Costa Rica. Flip this cutting board here. We're gonna start with a mixing bowl. And I've got some chipotle sauce here. Now, if you get the chipotles in adobo, you have to mix it up or blitz it up to make a sauce. This is just the sauce, so it's got all the flavors that I would be using chopping up those smoked roasted jalapenos, but we've just got direct access to it already in a puree form right in there. Smoky, spicy, delicious. Already feels like you know, grilled and charred. I'm gonna go in with a little whole grain mustard next. Fresh squeezed lime juice. And you always want to use fresh. Don't buy that stuff in the grocery store that is the squeezed lime juice with concentrate and acetic acid. Stuff's garbage. You gotta use the fresh stuff if you want those big, bold flavors. And we're looking for about 4 ounces. We'll give it a little whip just to see what our viscosity looks like. Go ahead and add a little black pepper, touch of salt, And last but not least, we've got to get some fresh chopped cilantro in there. And this is rough, you know, rough chop. This is a very rustic sauce, so it's okay if we get some of those stems in there. But again, just a rough chop. But again, that cilantro is gonna bring a fresh vibrance to this sauce and to this dish, and an earthiness that I absolutely love. It's gonna also help thicken it up a little bit. Stir it up. And that is sauce Pura Vida. Let's give it a taste, see if we need to adjust any seasoning. Wow, big, bold, zoomy, that's right, zoomy flavors. The citrus really gets you back there. The heat gets you in the front. Cilantro and mustard carry it. That's a great sauce. If you see these chefs put out these non-cooked sauces, there's a good dozen of them floating around out there. Write them down, put them in your back pocket, because non-cooked quick sauces are incredible when they work for you. It's been 2 minutes. Let's take a look at our caramelization here. Very nice. And that fat's starting to char up. We're just gonna give it a little twist. And you know what? If we want to be a little more aggressive with this, we could lower the grill grates on our divide and conquer system closer to the flame. I've just moved these closer to the coals, which is gonna set us up for really getting some nice char on some avocados, which is the next portion of this. So let's cut some avocados and get them directly on the grill grate. Avocados going on. Just want a little char on those. Let's go ahead and flip our porterhouses. Oh yeah. Lovely. We're gonna leave these avocados char for about 45 seconds to a minute. We just want to pick up some smoke and get some nice grill marks on there. Let's get these avocados off. Lovely. Check on the rate of our pork chop. Pretty good. Maybe I even just pull them up here and let them finish in that semi-indirect heat. Let those stay warm. And I did it. I did it again, team. Bit of honesty here. Yeah, I made the Pura Vida sauce. I was so excited about it, I forgot to put in the oil. So no wonder it was so boom in my face, exuberant, you know.
Zoomy.
Zoomy, I think the word was. Zoomy, that's right, zoomy flavors. We're gonna slowly but surely incorporate this oil, and the reason we pour it in slowly, because the acid of the lime and the oil, now we're pretty much making a vinaigrette here. So we want it to be emulsified, not separated. Let's try that again. Let's give it a little taste. Whoa, it's zoomy. No, that's really good. That's a little more tame. I still pick up all the ingredients individually. Cilantro is big there, the mustard's big there, obviously the lime juice is big there, the smokiness of the chipotle. Great sauce. Let's take an internal temperature, and we're gunning for about 145 degrees here on this loin side. Boom, 145. So let's go ahead and transfer them to the cutting board. Loving that color. Beautiful. Pull off our avocados. Pork chops are off the grill. Sauce is looking fantastic. Avocados, tremendous. Okay, total cook time on those pork chops is about 12 minutes. We're gonna let them rest for 5 minutes before we slice into them and plate them up. It's roughly been about 5 minutes, and these babies feel spectacular. So we've got a couple options. You know, if you're setting this down on a plate with a fork and knife for friends and family, just set the whole thing down there and let people cut it themselves, have the experience. For today's presentation, I'm gonna see where that T-bone is. I'm gonna cut the tenderloin portion out and the loin portion out, slice it, put it on the plate, put it with the avocados, and sauce it. It's juicy, it's succulent, it's got good seasoning, good bark on it, and it was quick. You know, I think that's one thing we gotta mention with a pork chop 101 like this. You know, 400 is a great temperature to get both bark and keep it nice and juicy and succulent. 12-minute cook. That's all we need. Do not overcook these babies. Avocado. An easy way to get this out is just to cut it in half. So we want to use this as a presentation. And we didn't cook this until we lost the textural structure of it. It still feels like an avocado. It was just a quick cook to get that char on it. And that is a pork porterhouse to remember right there. Big thanks to Cheshire Pork for making such an exceptional product. Look at that bite. Notice how that whole grain mustard just sits on there, and it's almost like the caviar just pops as you bite into it. Here we go. That's a 10 out of 10. That is a hands down a 10 out of 10. Great caramelization, great crispiness, great rendering, and then that lime juice and that Pura Vida sauce just picks everything up. Team, if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed cooking it for you, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, throw us a like, and do leave us a comment. From our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.